My name is Miikka Vikkula. I'm a professor of human genetics in UCL, which is the university in Brussels. And I'm actually in the DUV Institute, where I'm running research on vascular anomalies for about 30 years. As you may have seen, it's structured by different disease groups. So we have the venous malformations, lymphatic malformations, we have complex lymphatic anomalies, arteriovenous malformations, HHT. And in all these fields, each session always has first preclinical studies. So there have been some very interesting mouse models also where people can more understand how the disease develops at the early stages and what other factors are involved, which is not that easy to study with the human sample. And they more and more mimic the human diseases. And it's not only mouse, there were also some zebrafish studies, which is also very exciting because it's, in a sense, one could say simply that it's faster and imaging is easier because they are transparent, so we see the vascular system. So, and it allows to create the same mutations as we find in patients, put them into the zebrafish or the mouse, and then see how the disease develops and what other factors are involved in the disease process. The goal here is to find new treatments at the end. So these models will then identify new targets that will then be developed. The clinical trials, of course, is the goal of all this research, but there also we need to be careful not to be hyper excited about something. We need to be careful not to do harm. That's one of the principles in medicine. So the basic science will help also the companies who develop these drugs to understand what kind of aspects they might need to look more carefully at, because the models show that. Identifying again other factors that play a role, and perhaps we should not only think of the mutant protein, but other factors and perhaps combination therapies in the future. It's not yet there in the clinics, but I think we are going towards that. Progress is quite rapid now because there are more and more players in the field, and everybody learns from everybody. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel yourself. And the fact that the PMEs, the small companies who want to develop medications, are also there. So I think that we can move towards clinical trials faster. Of course, clinical trials take time. But so probably in 10 years' time, we have moved along to more precision therapies, combination therapies, and even more specifically in the different types of vascular malformations. And there's also always the questions, when to start, how long, which dose, can we stop, all these things. It'll be interesting to see this in 10 years' time, this interview. See you next time, VAC 2027.